Feeling guilt. I don't think that you should be feeling that way unless you in here for the wrong reasons. So I want you to ask yourself, why do you want multiple wives? Don't try and cover up your answer. That's probably the lamest thing you can do. Don't try and switch up your answer and be fake about your answer. Be real about it. Now, if you in here for just short-term pleasure, you probably should be feeling a little bit guilty. You probably should be, because that's all you own. You should be feeling guilty if you just want monogamy. If you just want to have sex with a whole bunch of women and just, you know what I'm saying, not be for real with them, you know what I'm saying? You should feel guilty with just one woman. Let alone two. You got to think, bro, what you really trying to build, what you really in here for. And if you watch my channel, you know the kind of structures and dynamics that I'm trying to build with my wives and with my future wives is women that's committed to building a strong, dominant family. That's what I'm committed to. And it's going to be structured. It's going to be ordered. It's going to be disciplined. It's going to be love. It's going to be fun. It's going to be all of it. It's real. But we committed to this shit for real. That's what we're trying to build, a legacy. We do all of this shit by our own hands. You see what I'm saying? We not here working nobody else's job. All of the money that my family brings in is through entrepreneurship. We're a self-sufficient family. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. And if you ain't taking this shit serious, move around. And that's how I feel about other people in this space who just in here for the aesthetic. You just trying to get your rocks off. You should feel guilty about that. If you secretly in the closet because you secretly want poly because you just trying to get your rocks off, like, I'm completely okay with you feeling guilty about that. That shit lame. You fucking up the space. You fucking up what we trying to do here. We don't need a whole bunch of people jumping into space for that. We need people who for real trying to build strong families, strong households. Because what these strong households is going to do, we're going to end up having a strong nation. Strong men, they build strong families build a strong community. Strong communities build a strong nation. That's what we're trying to do. So men and women in here with the freakazoid mindset, just pipe down. This ain't for you. You should feel guilty. Moving past that though. Don't let these people make you feel guilty for desiring polygyny. Society indoctrinates us. It indoctrinates us like a bitch. It indoctrinates us. They push monogamy on our people. They push monogamy on us. Society puts us in this box and forces us to be with only one person our entire life, our whole life. That's the quote unquote, that's the ideal setup. That's what it has to be. Nah. I don't like that. I don't like how they structure it. And you see it in the films, in the movies, in the romance movies. How they structure this strategic. It's strategic. It's propaganda. That's how I feel. I can't help but see it no other way. That's how I feel. And when you study history, you realize that polygyny ain't no new thing, gang. Polygyny been around longer than America. Polygyny has been around in many cultures throughout the ages, many different kingdoms. You see what I'm saying? It was a normal thing. Especially by men who was fit to lead multiple women. Why are we taking that away from those men who are qualified? Why are we taking away that from women who can accept that? Why are we taking that away from women who can thrive in that setting? Men who can thrive in that setting? Why we take that away from them? It's propaganda. It was structured strategically. You got to understand the benefits of polygyny, what it's able to do for your household. It literally can give you the flexibility The advantage is to make you have a strong, sufficient family. Like, it gives you buku benefits, a lot of benefits. But when they take that away from you, that option of polygyny away from you, it can weaken your household. It limits your household. It limits the flexibility. It takes away advantages. It does. And that's strategic. That gives them more control. The government wants you to rely on them. That's where they thrive. This is a business. It's a corporation. This is how they get their money. This is how you rely on them. This is how you come to them. This is how they keep you in order. You need them. But when you have more adults in the household working together, it's easier to become more self-sufficient, to where you don't have to rely on the government as much, where you can take care of all of the things you need to take care of by yourself. Yeah, you get your own crops, your own food, you produce those things yourself. It's easier to run a business, and it's easier to bootstrap a business or start a business when you got more hands on deck who's willing to put in them first couple bricks for free. It's willing. It's easier for you to have a wife who gonna help you with the business, and then you have a wife who, predominantly focus on the children, when the other wife helping you with your business. You don't have that kind of flexibility when it's just you and your wife, or God forbid, when it's just your wife and she's a single parent mom, when it's just her. You don't have that flexibility. Anytime you go make a move, you got to have them children with you. Anytime you go make a move, you got to find a babysitter. It's extremely difficult to win out here by yourself. So why do you think they say it's strength in numbers? Why do you think the Bible say 2 is better than 1? But a 3 full cord is not easily broken, meaning 3 is better than 2. Why do you think that? Another thing they try and do is utilize religion to get you to believe that it's immoral for you to have more than one wife. That's what they do. And they count on you to not read the text. They count on you to not read the book. They count on you not to question what they're saying and look into what they're saying. Look at the passages they actually pull it. The Bible never condemned polygyny. It never condemned polygyny. Actually, you'll see that a lot of righteous men had multiple wives. That's the truth. Look at Abraham, the father of our faith. Multiple wives. Not just 2, more than 2. Look at Moses. Multiple wives. Look at David, the greatest king to ever do it. Multiple wives. It actually got crazy because David got in trouble one time. And it was not because he took another wife, but because he slept with another man's wife. A lot of people don't understand what adultery is. There's no such thing as cheating in the Bible. You don't see that. You see adultery. Adultery is when you sleep with another man's wife. That's when you get in trouble. When you sleep with a woman that belongs to another brother, that's how you get in trouble right there. That's the problem right there. It never said adultery was if a woman sleeps with a man that has another wife. That's not adultery. As long as she's single, how do you think a man would get another wife? He would have one wife, then he would find a woman who didn't have a husband, and he would take her as his next wife. Forgive me for misspeaking. That's how you would do that. It's not that difficult. It's not that insane. This is normal when you read in the Bible. This is just what it was. In fact, when you read God's commandments, like his do's and don'ts, what he allows, what he don't allows, when you read his commandments, he teaches you how to handle multiple wives, how to structure it, how to pass the inheritance down to the son. Because the first son, guess what? That double portion of the inheritance. He's going to carry his father's name. Something crazy, right? The Bible teaches you, look, you can't give this part of the inheritance to your favorite wife's son. You can't do that. You got to be fair. If that's your first son over here and you might like or love the other wife more, it don't matter. The law is the law. God said handle it like this. This is business. You see what I'm saying? Get that firstborn son that inheritance. You don't just switch. You ain't gonna come over and switch your stuff up. But he gives you that scenario with a man who has 2 wives, and he tell you be fair. It ain't off of your feelings. You got to be right. You got to do justice. You got to handle them right, appropriately. And a lot of men don't have justice. A lot of men don't have fairness. That's why we got to clean it up. Clean the inside of that cup and get right. You see what I'm saying? Got to clean it up and get right. Got to get right. But if you in here for the wrong reasons, you should feel guilty. But don't let these people swing religion. Don't let them swing these social norms on you and demonize the idea of you having 2 wives and building a strong, dominant family as something that's evil, so you can rely on them and lose your culture and your heritage and lose your freedom and being self-sufficient. The more you rely on the government for all of the things you need, the more control that you give them, the more they can control you and tell you what you can and can't do. And that's how you lose your freedom, because they telling you everything you can and can't do because you rely on them. And if you don't listen, guess what they're going to do? They're going to take away the things that they give you, the things that they do for you. This is why we must become more self-sufficient. For a fact, we got to get into agriculture. We got to get into that stuff. We got to get into handling animals, livestock. We have to. We got to get better at building businesses. We got to get better at financial literacy. We have to get better at that. There's no questions. It's not anything other than that. That's what it got to be. That's what it has to be. That's what it has to be. A lot of guilt gonna come from them social norms. It's gonna come from them abusing religion and abusing that book. Look, man, there ain't nothing wrong with the book. I know a lot of people have a lot of suspicion about the Bible, but if you really criticize the text and you really dive deeper in it, you're probably gonna be converted and believe more on the book. Like, this should make too much sense. It's too much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, practical knowledge in the book. I'm not talking about spooky wisdom and you got to be super religious to understand it. No, there's a lot of practical knowledge in this book. It's a lot of history in the book. That's what the book do. All of the historical references in the book are accurate. And not to mention, there's prophecy in it, which means there's passages that talks about the future. It predicts the future consistently with accuracy. You see what I'm saying? The book is powerful. So the rules that God say you should live by in the commandments, that's what you should try and do. If it's against that, if it's something you're trying to do that goes against the will of God and it's going to break his commandments, don't do it. That's literally the definition of sin, when you break God's commandments. There's no commandment that say you cannot have another wife. Let me slow that down. I'm kind of catching it though. There's not a commandment in the Bible that says you cannot have multiple wives. In fact, there's commandments that teach you how you handle multiple wives, which means what? You can have multiple wives. That's the truth. I ain't got to make it up. Read it for yourself. I don't even want you to be so convinced by what I'm saying. I want you to look at it yourself. I'm just trying to give you what I needed in order not to feel so guilty about desiring polygyny when I first jumped into it. Another thing is my parents, mainly, not really my parents. My dad, I told him what the skit was. He told me, look, man, you love your wife. Mind you, I only got one wife at the time, but I was courting my second one. And he was like, you love her. That's your girl. Then he was like, look, you make pretty good decisions. Mind you, I'm like 19 at the time, 18 at the time. He was like, you make pretty good decisions, so I'm going to let you make your decision yourself. I'm like, damn, I really needed help. Like, should I do this? Nigga left me to myself, and I did what I did. And if I could do it all over again, I would choose to be polygynous again. I would. It's too much. It's too many advantages to being on this side. There's too many advantages. You can't be feeling guilty about doing something that's powerful for you and your family long term. If you ain't here short term, it makes sense for you to be guilty and feeling weird about it. I remember this one time, my mama, she didn't like that I was polygynist, that I got 2 wives. She felt like I was wrong. She felt like I was on some pimp shit and you treating these girls wrong. Mind you, my wives, they live a better life than a lot of women, okay, that are in monogamy. They taken care of, they cared for, stay-at-home wives. They helped me with my businesses. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But they in the comfort of our home. They get to be there for their children every day. They get to teach their children, pour into their children, shower them with love. They get to just be a wife. They get to nurture the house. They get to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Their job is split in half. It's not so difficult. If one of them having a tough time, they can lean on their sister wife. One of them not in a good spirit, or they not feeling well. You got a support system. Not to mention, you got a strong husband who capable, who got the capacity, and who's still on the a upward trend of getting better, getting wiser, more knowledgeable, more skills. You see what I'm saying? The only thing I have done the past few years was get better, mature, get stronger. That's all that happened. You see what I'm saying? And they not losing anything. Nothing's being taken away from them. You see what I'm saying? But my mom felt like it was bad, which goes to one of the other things. If you got parents that's like mine, or you got family members or relatives or friends who gonna be in your ear telling you wrong, look, you gotta choose what you gonna do, gang. Because they will definitely make you feel like you're wrong. They will. That's what they gonna do. And maybe that's just one of them trials that we gotta get through. And to be honest, I got through that one with flying colors, man. My mom loved both of my wives, like for real. They be kicking it. It's like my mom kick it with my wives more than she kick it with me. She got a for real personal relationship with both my wives. She called one of my wives her bestie, her best friend. They communicate every day. Every day. You see what I'm saying? It went from what it was to this. My dad, he was always with it. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he got love for my whole family. My mama got love for my whole family too, but it started off a little bit more rocky. That's what I'm trying to compare and contrast right there. So that's that. It can change, and you know what I'm saying? It takes some time. It take you not doing nothing too crazy, standing in the pocket and showing them. You know what I'm saying? Showing them. Being that light, leading by example, standing on that. You know what I'm saying? Standing on business. But yeah, don't let these people tell you that you're wrong for desiring multiple wives. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. It can be. If your heart not in the right place, your spirit not in the right place, your mind in the gutter. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that. But just in itself, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. So don't feel guilty. If you feel guilty about it, you probably need to find more people. You need to find your tribe. You know, people who like-minded. You know what I'm saying? So until next time, man, that's all I got. Shalom.